Hello, this is Karen for Picket Studios, and today I have 6 cards using the new Sequin mix. You can get 21 different mixes and they come in clear containers. Let's take a look at the sequence that I'll be using today. This is Berry Infusion, Christmas Punch, the Pink Lady, Spiked Ocean, Holiday Hopper, and the last one is Moscow Mule. These shakers are a good idea to put all your leftover die cuts from previous releases and make beautiful cards using them. So let's start with the first shaker card using Berry Infusion Sequence Mix. I'm going to take a small circle die and place it on top of my panel and then run it through my Gemini die cutting machine. The stamp on this card is called BFF Ballerina Friends. I won't be showing the Copic coloring process because, as I mentioned, this is a leftover die cut that I did in the past, but here you will be able to see the colors I used: V000, V01, V12, V15, and V17. Now I'm going to add a piece of acetate that I cut it down to fit this circle window, previously cut out of white cardstock. And also I will be adding double-sided tape around the circle window and then releasing the paper off. You can use glue instead of double-sided tape if you want. I'm going ahead and place this acetate on top of my panel and the shaker window is created. So now it's time to stamp the sentiment using my Misty, and I'm placing the ballerina onto my background. That way I can have this image as a reference to where I should place my stamp. I will be using black hybrid ink from Picket Studios because this ink dries quickly. Let's add now these double-sided strips on top of the acetate and around the circle. These strips are great for shaker cards and the price point is very low. As you can see, this is a narrow strip and very easy to manipulate around the circle shaker window. Also, I'm adding more double-sided foam tape to the back of the background and releasing the paper back of these foam tapes. So here I have the Berry Infusion Sequin Mix, and I'm going to add quite a few on top of this white card base, which is a folded card. Now I press down this panel with a shaker window on top of the card base, making sure to press down around the shaker area. Then I put some double-sided foam tape behind the ballerina girl. I will place the image off to the side so most of the shaker is exposed and you can see all the colorful sequins. And this was a very easy shaker card to make and a great way to use all your die cut leftovers. Let's jump to my second card, and this time I'm using Moscow Mule Sequence Mix. And this image is from a Little Nuts stamp set. I go ahead and add double-sided tape to all 4 sides of this panel around the circle window, which I die cut previously. I remove all the release paper off from the double-sided tape. And now I have my piece of acetate ready to be placed on top of the panel. I flip over this panel and I will be stamping on the front using my squirrel as a guide to place correctly my sentiment stamp. The ink that I'm using is black hybrid ink from Picket Studios. The best way to clean my stamps after using this ink is with a wet stamp scrubber that works really great. Okay, now I leave my panel ready with all the strips and foam tape and I proceed to add the sequins on top of a white folded card base. I think this mix of sequins works well for a full theme card. It has these muted colors, but at the same time a pop of shiny orange. Let's adhere this front panel on top of the card base and close the window shaker with all the sequins inside, pressing firmly around the shaker window. Moving to the scroll, I put some double-sided foam tape behind it. Then I remove the release paper, and again I will place this image off to the side so most of the shaker is exposed. And the shaker card is ready now. Super easy and simple, right? And here we have card number 3 with a Spike Ocean sequin mix and 1 year older stamp set. We're going to be stamping the I Fish You Were Here sentiment using black hybrid ink. I have my panel inside my Misty with the circle window already die cut, and I place my pinky fish on top so I can find the correct placement for my sentiment stamp. Off camera, I went ahead and added a piece of acetate, the strips, and foam tape onto this panel. Let's add the sequins now to the white folded card base. I adhere the front panel and close the shaker window, pressing firmly, and then I add foam tape to the back of the fish. I release the paper and place it off to the side of the window shaker. Card 3 is ready now, so let's jump into card number 4. I really love the Hawaiian look this card has. And I'll be using the Pink Lady Sequence Mix, flowers for picking stamp and dies, and for my sentiment, I have the fabulously perfect stamp that I'm going to stamp onto my panel now, using black hybrid ink. I don't need to place my flowers as a reference here, because my stamp is large enough to cover the bottom part of this panel. I already added the double-sided foam tape, and now I'm going to add quite a few sequins. Next, I will close the shaker window using this front panel on top and pressing firmly. And finally, I will be creating a beautiful cluster with the flowers around the bottom left side of the shaker window. And this card is finished. Now let's continue with card number 5. And for this card, I have Holiday Hopper Sequence Mix and on a Christmas walk stamp. This shaker card is very easy. After adding the acetate paste and foam tape to my panel, I will be stamping in white heat embossing on a red cardstock. Then I will be adding the deer. There's no stamping on the front panel, which makes this card even more easy to make. The sentiment on this card belongs to a Season of Giving stamp set. I applied double-sided tape to the back of this red piece of cardstock. I removed the release paper and place it onto my front panel. Finally, I will add some double-sided foam tape behind the deer. Finally, I place this image onto the front panel and my shaker card number 5 is ready. That was really easy, but it looks beautiful, right? And my last card is even easier. I went ahead and added the sequins, closed the window shaker, and I have this beautiful foiled sentiment from Merry Christmas Foiling and Cutting Die from Picket Fence Studios. I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember not to throw away your leftover die cuts and instead create simple and easy shaker cards just like the ones I created today. Thank you so much for stopping by and see you next time.